Hey, we back. I'm here on OWO, and today we are talking about how rare it is to get certain types of animals. How long is it going to take you to get certain types of animals? How long potentially is it going to take you to get all of the animals? Although I don't know if we'll quite get that far. Getting all the animals, of course, is going to take an extremely long time, especially considering that we have hidden here at the end of this wonderful chart, which I have talked about plenty of times before. It's been in many of my videos. If you want to find this chart, you can find it in the pinned messages of the official OWO server, which you can join by typing the OWO command OWO guild link, I believe. Feel free to have a look at the OWO help as well if you are not sure on the command. So there you go, you can find everything you need within the bot itself, but this is a chart that we've talked about often, and it gives us some pretty helpful info, namely what we look at most, which is the percentage drop rates of all of these animals. Now, why are we looking at this today? We are looking at this today because I see a lot of people that say things like, "Oh, when I hunt, I always get commons," or maybe, "Oh, I've only got one legendary. I want to get all the legendaries," or you know, "I can't make a good team because I haven't got the legendaries yet," or something like that, right? Now, putting aside the whole team thing, because of course you can make a team with any animals you like. You don't need legendaries, and in fact most legendary pets aren't actually that great in a team anyway, so forget your rarities. But putting all of that aside, yes, this is what we're going to be talking about today. Try and figure out how likely it is that you're going to get these pets. You know how long you have to hunt for before you get them. So to start off, yes, commons. Commons have an over 50% rate. That means when you do a hunt, the chances are you get a common. In fact, the chances are that you get a common more than every other rarity combined, right? So you're very likely to get a common. Of course, what you want to be doing is hunting more than once, and also using your gems. Make sure that you use your gems. When I hunt, I get, how many is that? 16 animals, probably 16. No, that's not 16. That's actually 14. So there you go, 14 animals with the gems that I'm using. The gems that I'm using being mythic ones. Mythic ones are not difficult to get your hands on. I think you should be able to probably use mythic ones. I don't exactly hunt often, and I can use mythic ones. You may have to resort to epics, but I think in general you're going to be using mythics. We'll see what happens. Well, rather, you'll see what happens as you play the bot more and more. I currently don't have any legendaries or any fables, or at least of the gem that matters. This is the gem that matters, the diamond-shaped one. This is the hunting gem, and this is going to get you a lot of animals for your hunts. The other two don't matter. This one, empowering gem, it doubles the amount of animals that you get for your hunt, but the rarity of it changes nothing. You could use a common empowering gem, it makes no difference. And the lucky gem just increases your chances of gem animals. We're not going to be talking about gem animals too much today, so we will ignore this one. What we want is the hunting gem. You want this to be a high rarity. Like I say, I currently have no legendary or fabled hunting gems, which would be here. I could open some crates up if I wanted to grab one. That wouldn't be too difficult, but yes, mythic ones is fine. So, once you've got your gems equipped, mind, if you do want to equip gems, it's with the OWO equip. And also I have a video about gems that potentially will be linked in the description, if I remember. And you're getting a lot of animals per hunt here, right? Now, I've said I'm getting 14, you're probably getting also 14 or something similar to that, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And so while the chances are most of them are commons, I mean, if we really wanted, we could add them up. This is a common, this is a common, this is a common, this is a common, so on. We could add them up. You'll probably find that most of these are commons. We are also getting a couple of things that are not. For example, this is a rare, I believe, and I believe this is also a rare, right? And if you hunt enough times, you will start getting the higher rarity one. So that's step one. If you want to get some higher rarity animals, make sure that you're just using gems and you're getting lots of animals, because that is always what you want to be doing when you're hunting. But did I get any legendary animals in this hunt? No. And will I most of the time? Still no. Let's do a little bit of maths quickly and figure out how likely it is to get a legendary animal. So if we look at the chart here, we can see that the percentage chance of getting a legendary animal is 0.05%. So if we pop over to Mr. Calculator here, we can work out how many hunts do we need to do to get a legendary animal. Statistically, it is about 2,000, but we get to do 14 per hunt because of the gems. If you're using mythic gems the same as me, we get to do 4 hunts every minute, and so we get about 35 minutes to get a legendary animal. Statistically, you are likely to get a legendary animal if you hunt for 35 minutes. Now, 35 minutes doesn't sound like long. It really doesn't. Hunting for 35 minutes is probably not a challenge for most people. However, trust me when I say you're going to get a little bit bored of hunting for 35 minutes straight. You do have to type the command every 15 seconds. And 35 minutes is suddenly going to seem like a very long time. Now, I could say something like, oh, but if you only hunt for 5 minutes a day, then it'll only take you a week to get one, which isn't so bad. But a week is probably longer than you want to wait already, and 5 minutes a day is still probably more hunting than you're going to want to do. Now, admittedly, 5 minutes worth of hunting is not too bad, and if you really want to get that legendary animal, then you can get it. But as soon as we move on up to maybe Fabled, where you can see we have the 0.001% chance, in fact you can't see because the calculator's in the way, there you go, 0.001% chance there, you can see it's going to be a little more difficult. Let's just do that same maths again. We have 0.001. In fact, we need to do 100 divided by that, 100 divided by 0.001. So that's how many hunts we need to do statistically to get a fabled animal. Let's divide that by the 14 again. We'll divide it by 4. This is how many minutes. And we'll divide that by 60. That's how many hours. About 30 hours worth of hunting with mythical gems to get a fabled animal. And that's saying nothing about hidden, which is 10 times longer, so that's going to be 300 hours. Now, this is a long time. 30 hours would not be a problem if it just happened on its own, but you do not want to sit there and type commands 24/7, right? Or, in fact, for 30 hours straight, rather. So how can we get these animals if we don't want to sit here for ages? Well, this is when we move over to huntbot. Huntbot is pretty helpful. If I have a look at my huntbot here, we can see that I get 5,760 animals every time I set off my huntbot, and that is every day, assuming I do set it off every day. Now, I've discussed in many videos in the past that huntbot is straight up not as good as manual hunting. It's not even close. I would say if you want to make sure you're getting those legendary and fabled animals or whatever else it is you want to manual hunt as much as possible. That's the way you do it. But huntbot is the lazy option. It is the easy way out. And it sure is easy, because as long as you get yourself some upgrades, which doesn't take too long, I always advise new players to sacrifice as many animals as possible so they can max out their huntbot as quickly as possible. But we've talked about huntbot in other videos before. That's not today. Today we're just talking about getting the rare animals. So with your huntbot, let's suppose it is maxed out, you get those 5,760 animals. We just worked out that you need to do, bring up the calculator again, we can look at the history here, you need to do 100,000 hunts to get a fabled animal, right? So what I can do is I can do 100,000, we can divide that by the 5,760, and we get 17 times we need to set off huntbot. 17 days. Now, for sure, 17 days is a lot longer than 30 hours. No denying that. But this is 17 days of the bot doing the work for you, as opposed to 30 hours of you doing the work. Now, of course, the best of both worlds is both, right? You spam out loads of hunts on manual all the time, every 15 seconds, as much as you can, and you also let huntbot do the work for you, because if you do both, you're going to get even more fabled animals, right? That's the best way to optimize your chances. Not just fabled animals, rather any type of animal. Legendaries animals, hidden animals, fabled animals, all the types of animals, all those rare shiny ones that you may want for any kind of reason. Whether it's making a good team, whether it's selling them for some profit, or whether it's sacrificing to upgrade your hunt bot further. If you want to get them, the best thing to do is manual hunt and, of course, set off your hunt bot. But there are your stats on the time it would take you. If you do want to work out anything else, you are welcome to. I've shown you how to do the maths, and you have the sheet as well, so you can figure it all out. But the point is, it's not going to take as long as I think many players think it will. If you've been playing the bot for, I don't know, a couple of weeks, and you're saying, but I don't have a fabled animal yet, I've been hunting for way more than 30 hours, and I don't have one yet. Well, there's two options for you. Option one, maybe you're just unlucky. And in that case, I'm sorry, but there's nothing you can do about that. Luck is a thing in the world. Well, I guess you can give your own opinions on that. We won't get philosophical. But yeah, maybe you're just unlucky. Some people are just unlucky. And if you haven't got one yet, then just keep hunting and eventually you will get there. But the other option is you haven't actually been hunting as long as you think you have, because 30 hours, like I said, may not sound like a lot, but that's a whopping 100,000 commands that you need to type out, and we can always do searches on Discord to see how much commands you've typed. I could do from Steve and then type OWO, and we'll see exactly how many hunts I've done. It's not going to let me do it because I'm on stream mode, but hey, whatever. You can always check, and that's a real good way to keep track of your luck as well. If you check how many times you've actually hunted, is it close to 100,000 yet, eh? Or maybe if you're using some better gems than me or some worse gems than me, your maths is going to be slightly different. Like I say, I've shown you how to do the math, so if you do want to work it out yourself, you are welcome to do so. And if you are looking for something else, like the gem animals, for example, you're going to need to make sure you're using lucky gems to get the best possible chances on those. There is a reason why there are question marks written on this spreadsheet here. It's because no one knows the chances for getting a gem animal. So forget the calculator, we can't work it out. There's no working on that one, but on all these other types that have the percentages here, you can work out how likely it is to get them, and just make sure you're hunting a lot. So that is the bottom line. That's the bottom line of most of my OWO bot videos, really, because the bot is about hunting. Let's be honest, it's just about hunting. But I figured I would make this video for those people out there that feel hard done by not having the high rarity animals yet. The bottom line is hunt more, but now you know the statistics, or if not, you can figure them out. So you can keep track maybe of how close you are to getting one of those legendary or fabled animals that you might be hunting for. And of course, you do have to remember that when you do get one, there are 5 possibilities. We can have a look at the OWO Zoo. 5 possibilities here: 5 for the legendaries, 5 for the fabled, 5 for everything really. And so if you're going for one in particular, I don't know, let's suppose you want maybe the eagle. The eagle's a great pet, good attacker if you want him in a team. Then even when you get your fabled, you only have a 20% chance of getting the eagle, of course, because you might get one of the other fables. So watch out for that one, eh? Hey, speaking of fables, 69, wow. It's a nice coincidence, isn't it? Anyway, what a time to end the video, because that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna end the video there. Did I say anything productive? Probably not, but that goes for most of the OWO bot videos. The bottom line, as I said, is hunt more. So there you go. I'm gonna end this one here. Hopefully you got some kind of information out of it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.